So good rainy Thursday afternoon, everybody. This class today is going to focus on the idea of balance. And I want you to think about balance, not just in the physical sense of standing on one foot or doing tree pose or any of those things, but all the things that we need balance to do. The breath coming in, the breath coming out, energy coming in, energy going out, work and play, rest and exercise, all of those things. You read a lot today about work-life balance. So I think what we do, what we practice on the mat is always a great way to transfer off the mat. So I'm going to go to my chair and we'll begin.
Sounds great.
And just a couple of suggestions about balance that make it a little bit easier for those poses. Number one is your gaze. So allow your eyes when you're in a balancing pose to be focused towards the horizon with a soft gaze, not moving your eyes around, because if your eyes move, your body tends to move. The other is the breath, to keep the breath steady and regular. I know there's a tendency when you're standing on one foot to hold your breath. Resist that urge and let the breath flow smoothly, including focusing on sending out the exhale through the soles of your feet. And also notice that balance poses are not static. There's always a little bit of movement. It's what our bodies do. Our bodies move because we're breathing, our heart is beating, and those little balance centers in our brain are trying to keep us steady. So just notice that and don't think that you're doing anything wrong. So let's come to center, finding a comfortable way to sit, letting your eyes close, and carving out just a few precious moments in the day just to be with our bodies and our breath. Putting aside whatever may have happened earlier in the day or what you may need to tackle when class is over, giving yourself the gift of this moment. Feeling your body, feeling your breath. Finding that balance in your body between the engagement that needs to be present in the muscles and the bones, and that sense of ease and comfort as you sit. Watching as the breath comes in and out. Doing a little check-in for any areas that might be holding on to a little extra tension. And giving yourself permission to let it go. Let's take 3 more breaths. Conscious, mindful breaths. And when you complete that third exhale, letting that go, letting your natural breath return and sweeping your arms up as you breathe in, and exhale, bringing them down. So getting a sense of the energy required to take in the inhale and then the release of letting go. Breathing in and breathing out. And then bringing your hands to prayer position, we'll do a couple of rounds of half sun salutations. And remember that the sun salutation is called a vinyasa, which means movement connected with breath. So if you forget what to do, just remember to breathe and you're 99% there. Pressing your palms together lightly to wake up the muscles of your arms. Breathing in, sweeping the arms up. And as you exhale, extending and reaching back. Take the breath into mountain and then exhale, open your arms, fold forward. Palms to the knees, breathe in, come up halfway, exhaling and folding. Inhale, arms sweep up. Let's reach it back on an exhale. Take the breath in and let it go. And let's do that once more. Breath comes in and it goes out as you reach back, coming back to mountain, folding forward, letting everything go. Palms to the knees, come up halfway, exhale and fold. Sweeping the arms up as you breathe in, reaching back, breathing in, and coming back to rest at your heart. And just taking a couple of breaths here. Good. So I'm going to bend my right knee and bring it up to my chest and give it a little squeeze. I'm holding on below the knee, but you can hold on behind the thigh if that's more comfortable. Relax your shoulders as you do this. Find that nice steady breath. And since we're going to be working on some balance poses, some standing poses, let's open up the hips a little bit. So I'm going to place my palms on my kneecap and just circle, big circles with the knee. Think about the dial on a clock going around, big circles. And then go the other way. Nice repetitive motions, good for the hips. And from here, we'll come into the figure 4 stretch. So crossing at the ankles, at the knee, or just placing that foot up on top of your thigh. Lengthen up as you breathe in, press down on the knee, and then folding forward if you want a little bit of a deeper stretch. We move slowly so you can judge where is the perfect spot for you to hold. Keep your head relaxed, give it a little shake. And keep that breath steady through your whole practice. Great, on an in-breath, come on up, uncross, and we'll go to the other side. Left knee comes up, holding on wherever is comfortable. Relaxing those shoulders, drawing the leg as close to your torso as you can. Nice steady breath. And let's open the hip up on this side by doing some circles. Just nice, easy circles. They don't have to look any particular way, just nice and steady. And then go the other way, please. Great, and moving into the figure 4 stretch. Whatever variation you'd like to work with today, I'm going to put my ankle up on top of my right thigh. Press down on the knee, up on the foot. So you're reading that sensation in the upper outer part of your hip. Leaning forward to create more sensation. Don't hold your breath. And on an inhale, let's release. That's such a good one when you're sitting a long time. So we're going to work into our core just a little bit, because in order to have good balance, you have to have good core strength. And we're going to do our Pilates 100. So a couple of variations. You can absolutely keep the heels on the floor if that feels more comfortable to you. But if you want to work a little harder, you're going to pick the feet up, point your toes. When you do that, you'll feel the muscles in the legs really engage. My arms will extend, and I'm going to breathe 4 times in and 4 times out. The legs stay quiet, and the arms pump as you breathe. Here we go. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Breathe it in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. And it's easier if you smile. And out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. And hold. So as we're doing this pose, this is like a seated version of upward facing boat pose. It's very strengthening. See if you can bring your core a little bit further forward and breathe. Once more. And then release your legs, release your arms. Let's separate the feet a little bit wider apart and do a forward fold. That'll help release the abdominal muscles. Again, head is relaxed. Hands to the hips to engage your core. And then come all the way up. Good. So let's come up to standing. So I know when I say balance poses, a lot of people get intimidated and they say, oh, I don't balance well. But think about it. You balance every day, all day long, just by walking. For instance, I'm taking a step forward on one foot and the other foot lifts. I'm standing on one foot. So you're always standing on one foot at a time when you walk, and you don't think a thing about it. You just do it naturally. So try to release those negative judgments about your own balance and just be with the poses. So I'm going to come to the back of my chair, and I'm going to stand sideways so you can better see what I'm doing. I'm a comfortable distance away, and I'm just going to come up on my toes. And exhale, drop it down. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, drop it down. Try to lift straight up and then drop it down. And lift up and down. So this time when you lift your heels, just see if you can pause there for a couple of breaths. Strengthening the calf muscles, you can release one hand, you can release both hands from the chair, whichever works for you. Or continue to hold on. Good. Exhale, drop it down. Now I'm just going to rock from side to side on my feet. The knees are soft, the hips are soft. Good. And then circle on your feet. So you're seeing if you can trace all of the edges of the feet, inside and out. And other direction. Good. And then bring that to stillness. So we're going to play a little mind game. And if you think it's easier to balance if your feet are big, so let's create bigger feet. So pick up your toes and see if you can spread them wide apart, like you're spreading your fingers. And then drop them down one at a time. Little toe, next toe, all the way down to the big toe. Good. And again, pick up the toes, fan them out, stretch them wide, and then drop them down one at a time. Good. Good. So let's come to the side of the chair now. I'm going to be standing towards the left side of the chair. And the other principle about balance poses that's really helpful to remember is whatever leg is supporting you, try not to lock the knee. Try to keep a little bit of bend, a little bit of flexibility. Remember, when you look at a tree in the wind, it sways. And the same thing with us when we're standing. There's a little bit of movement. So shifting your weight to the leg closest to the chair, begin to pick up the outside foot, which should be your left foot. So keep bringing it up. You can come up a little higher. Good. Now, notice if you locked that supporting knee. Create a little softness in it if you did. Let's move into tree pose. So begin by taking that knee out to the side and dropping the foot down. Good. Steady your gaze. Send the breath out through the sole of your foot. Build your branches with one hand or with both, and reach. Let the gaze be easy at the horizon. Allow the breath to be steady. Good, and breathe. Real focus here. Good. Inhale, exhale, lower the hands. We're going to take that left foot now and step it back. We're getting ready for warrior pose. Create a little bend in your right knee, sink your hips down, and square your hips so they're facing forward. You can release your hands from the chair and bring them out to the side or overhead. Now, here's another challenge move if you'd like to try it. Adjust your gaze so that instead of looking at the horizon, you gaze up towards the ceiling. Notice if that doesn't make the pose a little more challenging. Keep breathing. Great. Lower the hands. Step your feet together. Take a breath. And then step your feet apart, getting ready for triangle pose. Let's turn the right foot so that it's facing the chair. And extend that left arm up. Good. Again, keep the knees soft. Begin to reach. If you do not need your right hand for balance, release it to the inside of your right leg and breathe. Play with the gaze here. If you're at the horizon, try looking up. Notice what happens. Try looking down. Notice what happens. Good. One more breath. A lot of energy in that left arm. Bring it up and over. Step your feet together. Good. Now we'll work on the half moon pose. And if you like, you can stand at the back of your chair and hold on with one hand or both hands. But I'm going to show you without using the chair so you can see what I do with the hips in terms of balance. So breathing your arms up, interlace your fingers and reach your fingertips up towards the sky. Take a breath in and let's arch to the right. Now notice what's happening with my left hip, how it's free to move out to the side. That's your counterbalance. Good. Breathe it in, come on back up, and let's arch to the left. So it's the right hip that moves out. Wonderful. Breathe in. We're going to reach back now. Lengthen your spine. Let your gaze follow your fingers. Reach back. Inhale, come up. And now hinging directly at your hips. Keep reaching forward, reaching forward, reaching forward. Come all the way down. And just for a minute, relax your hands, relax your arms. Good. Notice if you've locked your knees, release them. Let's re-engage the arms here and come all the way back up. Great. Lengthen one more time before you arch to the left. Inhale up, arch to the right. Inhale up and back to the center. Back to your heart. And breathe. Let's go to the other side of the chair. I'll just move it over a little bit here. So I'm going to shift my weight to my left foot, which is closest to the chair, softening that knee and releasing the right foot up a little bit at a time. You always want to move slowly so you can stop right where the perfect spot is for you to stop. Finding that breath and the gaze. Wonderful. Getting ready for tree pose. Take the knee out to the side. Drop the foot down. Take a minute to adjust that knee back to open your hips. One hand or two for your branches. And breathe them up. Good. And breathe. Keep the knee soft. Keep the breath steady. Keep the gaze open and quiet. Breathe in, lower the hands, and get ready for warrior. So we're going to step the right foot back, comfortable distance. Sink down into your hips. Create a little bend in the left knee. Square your hips. And add the arms, if that feels good. And play with the gaze. Notice what happens if you look up. Maybe there's a little more movement in your body. Good. Adjust the gaze. Lower your arms. And step the feet apart, getting ready for triangle. So this time it's the left foot that turns towards the chair and that right arm reaches up. We always want to extend in the side body, opening the ribs and reaching to the side. Again, if you don't need the hand for balance, bring it to the inside of the leg. Play with the gaze. What happens? It's all a grand experiment. If you look up, if you look at the horizon, if you look at the floor, how does that change the pose for you? Good. Inhale, bring it up. Step your feet together and take a breath. Good. So let's finish up with a downward facing dog. You can either stand at the back of your chair and hold on, walk the feet away, or I want a little deeper stretch this afternoon, so I'm going to put my hands on the seat of the chair and walk my feet back. Let my chest hang through my arms. And I'm going to pedal my feet. So I'm flexing and straightening one knee at a time. And then pressing both down. Did you find that nice 3-part breath? One more breath. Great. And then next time you breathe in, walk back towards your chair and take a seat. Lovely practice, everybody. Short and sweet. That's the nice thing about yoga. You don't have to do it for hours and hours and hours to get so much of the benefits. A short practice done mindfully can do wonders for your day. So just allowing your eyes to close for a moment. A big part of yoga is noticing how it affects your body, your breath, your mood, your energy. And there's no need to change anything about the way you're breathing right now, just allowing the breath to flow. And often at this part of my practice, I have a deep feeling of gratitude. Gratitude for the body. Gratitude for the gift of breath. And definitely gratitude for this practice. Keeping yourself in the moment by staying with the breath. And then allowing that breath to get a little deeper and doing some final stretches for yourself. Whatever that happens to be, there's no right or wrong way to do this. It's just whatever your body is asking for. Hands come to heart center. And we'll close our practice with an Om. Deep breath in. Om. Om Shanti Peace. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be free from fear. And may each and every being know peace. Namaste. And remember, Namaste means the light within me recognizes and honors and bows to the light within you. Have a lovely day. Have a great week.